Today we are discussing weight gain, especially belly fat, and why it becomes an unexpected and stubborn issue. But it's not just about calories in and out, there's a whole hormonal orchestra at play, and today we're going to break it all down. Welcome to Menopause Nurse Memos, empowering midlife one memo at a time, the podcast where we tackle perimenopause and menopause topics head on, with honesty, empathy, and a whole lot of heart. I'm Vicky Ellison, a nurse for 33 years and an advanced menopause specialist nurse practitioner, an independent prescriber and founder of Calm Menopause and Wellbeing Clinic based in Appley Bridge. If you have ever been wondering why am I gaining weight when I haven't changed my diet, or why is everything going to my belly, then this episode is for you. Before we dive into why your jeans feel tighter, let's quickly cover what perimenopause and menopause actually are. Perimenopause is a transitional phase before menopause. It can start as early as your 30s, but most women notice changes in their 40s. It's marked by fluctuations in estrogen and progesterone levels. Menopause is officially defined as 12 consecutive months without a menstrual period, typically occurring around the age of 51, and after that you are in postmenopause. Now, during this hormonal shift, your ovaries are winding down, which means your body is producing less estrogen, a key player not just in reproduction but in metabolism, fat distribution, and more. So the science behind this weight gain and belly fat. Well, estrogen isn't just about your menstrual cycle. It has powerful effects on where and how your body stores fat. When estrogen levels are optimal, say in your 20s and 30s, fat tends to be stored in the hips, thighs, and buttocks. This is known as gynoid or pear-shaped fat distribution. But as estrogen declines in perimenopause and menopause, the body shifts to storing more fat around the abdomen, a more android or apple-shaped distribution. This shift isn't just cosmetic. Visceral fat, which is the fat that surrounds your organs, can increase, and that's associated with higher risks of heart disease, insulin resistance, and type 2 diabetes. So in short, the loss of estrogen plays a major role in changing how and where your body stores fat. Estrogen isn't the only hormone in the mix. Let's talk progesterone. And as this declines, it affects sleep quality, which indirectly affects weight. Poor sleep means more cravings, less willpower, and higher stress. And speaking of stress, the rise in cortisol also has an impact on weight gain. So as we age, and especially during perimenopause, cortisol levels can creep up. Chronic stress, whether it be emotional or physical, leads to sustained cortisol elevation, which promotes fat storage, especially around the belly. Also, when you are not sleeping, cortisol spikes. This sets off a cycle of more hunger, particularly for high carbohydrates, high fat comfort foods, and less energy to work out or prep healthy meals. Then there is muscle mass, or should I say reduction of muscle mass. Starting around age 30, we naturally lose muscle, a process called sarcopenia. This accelerates during and after menopause. Muscle is metabolically active, therefore the more muscle, the higher resting metabolism. As muscle mass decreases, your body burns fewer calories at rest, meaning even if you eat the same as before, you are likely to gain weight. This is often when women say, I haven't changed a thing, but I'm gaining weight, and that's because the basal metabolic rate has dropped, sometimes by as much as 200 to 400 calories per day by midlife. Another key player is insulin and insulin resistance. As estrogen levels fall, your body becomes more prone to insulin resistance, which means your cells aren't as responsive to insulin, the hormone that helps move glucose into cells for energy. The more insulin resistant you are, the more circulating insulin there is, means the more fat storage occurs, especially around the belly. This also leads to blood sugar crashes, cravings for sugary foods or carbohydrates, and an ongoing cycle of fatigue, overeating, and weight gain. And here's the worst thing. insulin resistance can start in perimenopause, even if you've always had stable blood sugar before. So let's take a moment to acknowledge the emotional side of this journey. Hormonal shifts don't just impact the body, they affect the brain too. Mood swings, anxiety, and even depression are more common during perimenopause and menopause, often due to fluctuating estrogen and serotonin that can lead to emotional eating or loss of motivation to move. So if you are thinking, I just don't feel like my normal self anymore, you're not imagining it. These are real physiological changes, and they matter when it comes to how and why weight gain happens. So what can you do? Here are a few strategies backed by research. Strength training helps to preserve or build muscle mass and boost metabolism. Stress management, such as mindfulness therapy or yoga, can help lower cortisol levels. Sleep hygiene, by prioritizing consistent quality sleep routines, can help, and having balanced meals, focusing on protein, fiber, and healthy fats to stabilize blood sugars. Hormone replacement therapy for some women can be of real help, and it may help with symptoms, so talk to your healthcare provider about this. And most importantly, be kind to yourself. Weight gain in midlife is common, and it's not a failure. It's just a signal that your body is changing, and now you know why. The next podcast we will be talking about poor sleep. Thank you for spending time with me today on Menopause Nurse Memos. If this episode resonates with you or you know someone who needs to hear it, then share and leave your comments in the chat. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. Until the next time, take care of yourselves. You are worth it.